Hi there. It's me again. It's Mimi, and I love you so much. I'm going to read you a bedtime story. Do you know what this one's called? Do you know this book? It's called Guess How Much I Love You. And it's true. You don't know how much I love you because it's true. I do love you so much. And when we find out what the little nut brown hare and the big nut brown hare say to each other, I think you'll understand that love is so big between all of us. It's wonderful. So let's listen to the story, okay? You ready? This was a book that came to someone else, so we won't bother to look at that part. Little nut brown hare, who was going to bed, held on tight to big nut brown hare's very long ears. He wanted to be sure that big nut brown hare was listening. Guess how much I love you, he said. Oh, I don't think I could guess that, said big nut brown hare. This much, he said, stretching out his arms as wide as they could go. And big nut brown hare had even longer arms, and he said, but I love you this much, he said. Oh, little nut brown hare says, wow, that is a lot. The little guy says, I love you as high as I can reach. I love you as high as I can reach, said big nut brown hare. Ooh, that is very high, thought little nut brown hare. I wish I had arms like that. Then little nut brown hare had a good idea, and he tumbled upside down and he reached up the trunk with his feet. Look, he's standing on his head, on his hands. He says, I love you all the way up to my toes. Ah, and guess what? And I love you all the way up to your toes, said Big Nut Brown Hare, swinging him up over his head. Look how tall his toes are now. I love you as high as I can hop, he says. And he laughs and he hops and he hops and he bounces up and down. Hop, hop, hop. But I love you as high as I can hop, said Big Nut Brown Hare. And he hopped so high that his ears touched the branches up above. Whoa, that's good hopping, thought Little Nut Brown Hare. I wish I could hop like that. I love you all the way down the lane as far as the river, cried Little Nut Brown Hare. See the river down in the valley? Well, I love you across the river and over the hills, said Big Nut Brown Hare. That's very far, thought Little Nut Brown Hare, and he was almost too sleepy to think any more. And then he looked beyond the thorn bushes out into the big night sky, and nothing could be farther away than the night sky. So he says he laid down close and he whispered, oops, wait a minute. So he said, as he looked up into the sky, he said, I love you right up to the moon, he said, and he closed his eyes. Ooh, that's far, said Big Nut Brown Hare. That's very, very far. And he laid Little Nut Brown down in the leaves for a good night's sleep. And he leaned over and he kissed him good night. Good night. Then he lay down close by and he whispered, I love you right up to the moon and back. The end. And guess how much I love you? Right to the moon and back. Mwah. Time for bed. Night, night. I love you.